What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? What's up, family? And what's up, for friends? It's your boy Lowell, and I'm back again. I got to hit y'all with another video. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. Hey, I'd like to welcome you all back to another episode of Papa Lowe's Place. Now, y'all know that Papa Lowe's Place is a place where if it's on your mind, let's talk about it. If it's something that you're going through, let's talk about it. If it's something that concerns you, family, I say, let's talk about it. All right, family. Y'all, as you all know, it's your boy Lowell, and today we have a video that I came across, and it was kind of disheartening for me, but I felt that that I should bring this to the community so that we can see what undesired actions look like. Again, this is not something that I recommend. However, this is something that is going on within the community, actually going on within the world, and not something that I think that we should take lightly or co-sign, but something that we should just call out every time that we see it. And I think that that's important. But before we get into the video, I'd like to introduce my co-host for today, and that's Brother Jason. Brother Jason, how you feeling, man?
Yo, what's up? Glad to be back in the house. Yeah, I'm not sure certain what was going on with me, but I just know everything is A-OK with me. I won't share that here, but my other host here, the main host, the man with the plan over here, Lord knows exactly what's going on.
All right.
And let's just say everything is A-OK. But I've been let me go ahead and say it. I've been shucking and jiving and junking and jiving and that kind of thing. And just, once again, as you know, I like to do is just hold it in the road. That's
all right. Hey, Brother Jason, you all right with me? We'll continue to pray for you, continue to pray for your family, as we will continue to pray for you as well. All right. So without further delay, we're going to go ahead and run the video. All right. So I advise you guys, hold on to your seatbelts. Check this out.
And right now at 4:30, a man caught on camera knocking a tray out of a waiter's hand, sending food all over the floor. He's then seen getting into some kind of confrontation inside that restaurant.
And Local 10's Roy Ramos is joining us. He's live now in Miami with reaction coming in from the owner. Roy?
Christina Louie, when I spoke with that business owner, he tells me he was very upset when he heard about what happened, but that anger quickly shifted to concern. Concern for his employees, concern for his customers, and concern for the person responsible.
My first response was anger.
Outrage sparked at a Miami business owner after his cameras capture a man deliberately slapping a tray with more than a half dozen plates full of food out of the hand of one of his servers. Watch as this man is exiting through a glass door, and just as that server walks by, he hits the edge of the tray, causing the food to crash to the floor. As that server is left with a look of confusion, that man just casually walks away.
Knocked over the tray full of food, which, was unfortunate. It was Mother's Day. We had to make that food again. We had to clean the floors.
Luis Garcia, owner of Garcia's Seafood Grill and Fish Market on the Miami River, told me while the video is shocking to watch, it's his general manager, he said, was first confronted by the man who walked right past a line of families with Mother's Day reservations.
He literally walks up to one of our staff and kind of puts his chest in his, which was uncalled for.
Video from the restaurant patio shows what Garcia said is that man demanding to be seated. And as his general manager begins calling the police, he's followed as he tries to avoid a confrontation after repeatedly asking the man to leave.
When he was approached, he got aggressive.
While days have passed since the disturbance for Garcia's diners, it's his worry this person may have been mentally struggling with something more.
We don't know what this gentleman was going through.
That said, it's the irrational and unpredictable actions that are concerning for the public. For that reason, police want to find him.
This type of behavior warrants that we find this person.
And get this, since the incident, several people have actually reached out to the restaurant to offer to tip that waiter and compensate him for what has happened. He says that's really been humbling for him. As for the man responsible, well, if you recognize the man in that video, you are urged to contact Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers. That number, 305-471-TIPS. For now in Miami, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
What can I say? What can I say? All right, family, y'all seen that, y'all heard that. The question that I have is, what are we doing? What are we doing? You know, this was an isolated incident. Maybe we just, chuck it up to, an off day, or we chuck it up to, a person going through something or whatever have you. But this is not an isolated incident. As I'm going through my feed daily through YouTube, Facebook, whatever social media, I'm seeing these things happening more and more. And in some cases, they're way more egregious than this, where people are actually putting their hands on other people. You come into the restaurant on Mother's Day, no less, and you do that. Again, the only question that I have is, what is it that we're doing? And why are we making excuses for bad behavior? I don't think that there should be an excuse made for this. There should be an example made of this, but as far as making an excuse, I don't think there should be an excuse made of this. Brother Jason, talk to me. Tell me what you think.
Put it to you like this. Is there an excuse for this? No. Should there be a, I guess you'll call it a recompense for what he did? Of course. Mm-hmm. I mean, really, walking into somebody's restaurant, knocking over food that's not yours, and then, being real adamant about being set for your Mother's Day, and, showing dominance in a restaurant that's actually not yours. No, one who does that. Seriously. But on the other hand, again, no excuse. The manager did say we don't know what this guy is going through. Mm-hmm. Maybe, like I said, maybe on Mother's Day is a hard day for him. Maybe he's going to this restaurant to celebrate without the presence of his mother. Meaning, she's, out of state, no longer amongst the living. Who knows? Again, I'm not making excuses for him, but whatever you got going on inside you, there are ways to go about it. Keep that at home. Talk to a friend. See a pastor, see a priest. Go to therapy. Talk it out. Work it out. Now, when I say work it out, I do mean go to the gym and work it out. Work it out. That kind of thing. But to put your, let's call it anger or disappointment, to take that out on somebody else on their job at a restaurant, man, nah. Come on now. That's you being petty. That's food costs. That's that man's money. That's the manager's money down the drain. Do they compensate for that in their budget? Yes, they do. Mm-hmm. But who wants to remake food that you just made?
I get it. Yeah, there are people out there, as you scour the internet or whatever have you, that's going to make excuses for, what happened. And again, I understand what Jason is talking about as far as, maybe his mom passed away, or maybe he can't be with his mom. And trust me when I tell you, because I went through loss too. I lost, as a lot of you guys know, I lost a son at 6 months, and I still think about my son daily. However, I know that I still have to have my emotions in check. Even freshly after my son had passed away, I still had to have my emotions in check, because I knew that I have 2 other children, and also I have a wife that are depending on me to be grounded, to be rooted. And so I can't just go out there and do things willy-nilly and act like the tornado or the hurricane that's raging inside of me. I can't let that go. I have to, again, hold things in check. And, one of the things that I do like to bring up, because of course, this is a Christian-based channel. One of the things that I will bring up is God constantly talks about self-control. And when he talks about self-control, this is exactly what I envision. Being in control of oneself, not allowing your circumstances or what's going on around you, those that you come into contact, not allowing them to dictate who you are or who you claim to be. So To me, again, this is something, I stand by this. This is something that needs to be made an example of, because you can't just act out how you feel. You can't just act out how you feel. If we allow stuff like this to happen, just imagine, if you would, please, just imagine, if you would, that this happened to your mother, or to your father, or to your daughter there at the restaurant. Take a remove, because it's easy for us to put things in a box and say, well, this is, I really don't know this man, so it really doesn't even bother me. But I want you to think about the fact, what if this happened to your mom? Your mom came home and told you that this actually happened to her. Would you still have the attitude like, or whatever, it's just whatever? No, I know I wouldn't. Jason, you got something that you want to add on that before we close?
Yeah, I do. And Lord, you touched on something about, him keeping his emotions in check and everything, which is what he actually needs to do. But not just for himself or his family, but for the person that you're projecting this onto. Because in today's world, you never know who you are projecting those emotions onto. I mean, it could be somebody meek, mild, and mannered who may run off and be scared and call the police and stuff like that. But then again, you never know who you're talking to. Where that gentleman is talking to the manager, you don't know what that manager is capable of doing. You don't know if that manager is actually carrying a weapon or something.
Yeah.
He's probably been instructed to keep and preserve the peace in my restaurant by the owner. Who knows? You coming in, like I said, you coming into somebody's space, acting all rowdy and stuff like that. In today's world, you are liable to suffer the consequences behind that from your attitude. There's a video now floating around Facebook at this point right now where this other gentleman of our, and I don't mean to go this, but I gotta say it, from our Caucasian brothers and sisters, decided that he was actually going, I'm not sure I think he said he was drunk or something like that. He decides to go into a bar and, started, looking for trouble, and of course, names were called. You know what I'm talking about, but we're not going to go to that. But he went in either drunk or whatever, looking for trouble or whatever. And I hate to say it, but from what the video said and what the report said, the trouble that he was looking for, he found. He found. And it didn't work out. It didn't work out the way he thought it was going to work out. But again, like I said, being the perpetrator of something of this nature, or looking for trouble, be careful. Like I said, if you're going to do that, if you are a staunch person to actually do that, and you go looking for trouble, please be advised. And again, I'm not making excuses for you. I'm not saying go do this. I'm saying if you are just that adamant about doing something, be mindful of who you go up against, because you never know, that person who you go up against might just give you something that you ain't looking for.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And again, I just advise you all to just be careful, to be mindful of your surroundings or whatever. Oh, Tracy.
I'm sorry. I was sitting here talking about this and I forgot. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not advocating violence. I'm not advocating violence whatsoever. Not at all. I'm just saying, in today's world, in today's society, you never know who what somebody's actually going through, or what somebody is capable of doing. And I myself, when it comes to something personally, like I said, I stick to myself. Something, and am I a pretty passive person? You can say that, but I'm sorry. The two choices that stand out in my head is either jail or the grave, and I ain't for now one of them, if you know what I mean. So I keep to myself. So if somebody do me wrong out in public, I'm not going to jail. I'm not. Put it this way. I'm not about to be judged by 12 nor carried by 6.
Yeah. And Brother Jason, I mean, you definitely bring up a valid point there. You know, I think it's something that we all need to consider. I was watching a video, I can't remember who actually put the video out, but it was on YouTube, and he kind of alluded to the same thing. And, you know, it's like before you do anything, you need to ask yourself, is it worth going to jail for? Is it worth dying for? And, you know, that's something that, you know, you need to consider. Is it worth dying for? Is it worth going to jail for? Is it something that that you can just let go? And if it is, then I'm telling you right now, me, Lowell Prince Yarborough, I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. I have a family. I have other responsibilities that I have to take care of, and so nah, I'm good.
Nah, that's the first. I just heard something from you. Did you say Prince?
Prince.
Your Majesty, how you doing?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I just learned something new. Your Majesty, nah, we you know, just funning and joking. But yeah, you know, like I said, is it worth going to jail over? Is it worth, you know, dying for? Do you got the extra $1,000 to pay for your hospital bills? I mean, if you got that kind, I mean, for real, ladies and gentlemen, if you got that kind of money to toss around, holla at your boy Jason. I need some.
Throw it over here, Brother Jason. So if you throw Brother Jason a thou wow, throw me a thou wow too.
All right, you lying.
Throw me a thou wow too.
Like I said, if you got that kind of money to throw around for a hospital bill because you going looking for trouble, I can show you something better to do with it.
All right, y'all, we gonna go ahead and close this video out. But tell me what you guys think. You know, I mean, you know, should we just overlook it and just say, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, maybe the guy's having a bad day. Maybe, you know, things are going on in his life and it's just something that we should overlook. Or should he be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law and made an example out of, so that, you know, other people won't be so quick to do the same thing.
That part of me.
All right. So this has been your boy Lowell, along with my co-host Jason. Along with my co-host Jason. Yeah, and we just bringing you a video just to make you aware of things that are going on within our community. All right. So for now, you guys, I ask that you like, comment, and share this video. And if it's in your heart, please subscribe. We'd love to have you as a part of the Papa Lowe's Place family. All right. So you guys take care of yourselves and take care of each other. All right. I love you guys. Take care of yourself.